In this Minecraft tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can make a relatively easy, simple, and safe portal ticking gold farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This portal ticking gold farm capitalizes on trident killers and using looting to get the maximum number of drops that you can get from this farm at a time. Additionally, we have a built-in failsafe for in case trident killers fail, which sometimes they do on Bedrock Edition, you're not going to have to worry about filling your world up with entities and creating tons of lag. Additionally, we're going to be using one of the fastest item sorters in Minecraft Bedrock Edition to deal with all the drops from this farm. And on top of that, we're going to be running all of your items through auto crafters so that you can do nothing but profit and have to do no crafting yourself. Additionally, we're going to be smelting down all of the swords out of this farm, as the sword drops from this thing can make up to about 33% of the total amount of gold you can get from this farm. That being that, let's get a materials list and let's get into it, shall we? Now we're going to be building this farm in a core direction, and we're going to be building with our portal facing the south side. Well, now one of the ways you can determine which way you're facing is to place down a prismarine block. A small prong on a prismarine brick block will always point to the north. So we're going to be building this farm facing towards the north with everything being to the south. Now, one of the reasons we're going to be doing this is zombie pigmen will only spawn out of the south or the east of portals. And with us building to the north, we are going to be assuring that they spawn on the south for our collection system and a trident killer. So once you figure out which way is north, let's begin with this tutorial. This tutorial, I'm going to be covering everything all at once in this farm, from collection system to fail safes all the way up to the portal ticker itself. And to do that, we're going to start at the very bottom here with collection. To get things started off first, you want to make sure that you're not near any chunk border. Now, there is a way that you can actually find chunks without a resource pack. There is a video listed on the channel if you need to use that in order to find your chunk borders. And there's several good add-ons out there, like the one I'm using right now, where when I put a rocket in my offhand, I'm able to see chunk borders. Now, we're going to start this build inside of our chunk borders, and we're going to be 2 blocks away from the edge here. Now, we're going to start off with a 4x2 platform, and we're going to place down 2 redstone dust, just like so. From there, we're going to place in a target block right here. Then we're going to come around in front of this target block. We're going to put a hopper going into the ground right there. Another one going into that hopper. Then we're going to come back here, break this one, and a hopper going into that one. So now when we put an item inside of here, this item will bounce back and forth between the 2 hoppers constantly. Now, this item can be whatever you want it to be. We're just going to be putting a rocket in there just so it bounces back and forth. From there, we're going to grab a comparator, and we're going to put a comparator right here. So anytime the item gets over to this side, it comes over and this comparator can see it, and it will send out a redstone signal. This redstone signal is going to go into a barrel placed right there. This has to be a barrel in this situation because the barrel will allow for item storage of our gold blocks for 1, and 2, it's going to allow the redstone signal to go up into our auto crafter, which is going to be crafting our gold blocks. Now, in order to get this thing into place correctly, we're going to place a temporary block right there. Temporary block right there. We're going to break out this one, and then we're going to place our auto crafter against that right there. Now, auto crafters are directional based on how you place them. They have like these 2 eyes here and a mouth that the item gets spit out of. In this situation, we want the mouth to be pointing down just like so. You can take a look at the side here. You can see this little bit of a lever, ear, whatever you want to call it. And that helps signify which way this thing is placing. We want it going down and into the barrel. Now, we're not going to worry about any of this quite yet. What we're going to do now is we're going to grab a solid block, and we're going to put a solid block right there. From here, we're going to grab a comparator, and we're going to put a comparator right on top of that hopper. And then on the other side of that comparator, we're going to put a solid block with a redstone torch. From here, we're going to go ahead and grab another comparator, and we're going to put a comparator going into that comparator there. Leave it just like so. From here, we're going to grab ourselves another auto crafter, and we're going to put it right there. We're going to open up the auto crafter, and what we're going to do is click each of these squares so that it does absolutely nothing. But what it is doing in this situation is actually sending out a redstone signal strength coming from that comparator at full signal strength. So now if we were to take a look here, our item is currently locked inside of this hopper here. It cannot move. So how this works is once this crafter here, let me grab some gold, gets gold placed in each of these, as you can see, we have no signal coming out yet. But when we put this last gold ingot in here, this thing will send out a signal to this comparator, which will turn off this torch. In turn, pass over to the target block, which is going to let this item flow over to this hopper. Once it reaches this hopper, the comparator will see it, send out a redstone signal, and then tell our crafter to craft up the gold block. After that happens, this item that is in this hopper will now go back over to that side over there, and the whole system will be locked down once again. So if I just place one more, as you can see with the redstone to our left, everything triggered. Here, I'll try to zoom in on that so you can see it all again. So once this thing gets completely filled up, as you can see, redstone pulses, items move, and of course, we now have 2 gold blocks down here inside of our barrel. Now, if you wanted to from this point, yes, you can come down from this with a hopper and take this down into a storage chest of your choice or a shulker loader, whatever. But just remember, this right here has to be a barrel. Now, moving on from this, we need to put in another auto crafter on the back side of this one here in order to craft up our gold nuggets into ingots. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a temporary block right there. We're going to place a solid block right there. We're going to remove this one, and then with the mouth of our crafter, it needs to be facing into this crafter here. So when this fills up with gold nuggets, they will get transferred over to ingots. From here, they will go from ingots all the way down into blocks. Now, to power this, we've got to do a little bit more redstone here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this temporary block right here. We're going to grab an observer, and we're going to place an observer looking this way. From here, we're going to grab a redstone comparator, and we're going to put a redstone comparator right on top of that. We're going to grab a hopper. We're going to put a temporary hopper right there, another one right there going into that one. Then we're going to break this, and we're going to put another one right there. From here, we're going to get one item of our choice, and we're going to put inside of these hoppers right here, and it's going to constantly bounce back and forth. Now, as this is constantly bouncing back and forth, our observer can see this and is wanting to send out a redstone signal. Now we're going to take this redstone signal and we're going to run it into this block right here. And as you can see from this flashing red arrow, every time that item moves, this thing is getting a pulse and it is trying to craft. Now at this moment in time, it can craft absolutely nothing. We have all 9 slots open. So in this situation here, if we were to grab ourselves gold nuggets can only be crafted into one thing. In this situation, they can be crafted into ingots. So they need a full set of 9. So once we get our 9th one in here, it will automatically power, send it over here, and we have our first nugget over here. Now this gold farm is going to produce gold ingots and gold nuggets from the pick drops themselves. So we're going to need hopper lines coming into each of these to deal with the runoff of ingots and nuggets. Additionally, we're going to be smelting down all of these swords that drop from this farm as well into gold nuggets. So they will need to be going into this as well. So from here, one of the first things we want to do is put a hopper going into each of these. So we got a hopper going into that on this side. We got a hopper going into that on that side, another hopper here, another hopper here, and another hopper here. So if you look at these, all of these hoppers are going directly into auto crafters. So from here, we're going to grab a barrel and we're going to put a barrel on each of these hoppers. These are going to work as excess storage, as our farm can sometimes produce more drops than a single hopper can handle at a time. You can use shulker boxes in this situation. You can use chests if you wish. I'm just using barrels for the example of this tutorial. Now, once we have all of our barrels in place, we're going to start running hoppers for all of our collection here. So we're going to put a hopper going straight down into that barrel, a hopper going into that hopper, and a hopper going into that one, just like so. From here, we're going to place a hopper going straight into that barrel, a hopper going into that hopper, and then, of course, 2 more hoppers coming back just like so. Yes, that one's going to be powered on and off. That is just a side effect of it. It will not affect this at all. From here, we're going to place a hopper going into the barrel right there. We're going to place a hopper going down right there and a hopper going down right there. And then we're going to put 2 more hoppers, one going into that one and one going into that one. Then coming out of our crafter that is going to be crafting up our golden nuggets, we're going to go to this hopper right here. We're going to put a hopper right there and a hopper right there and one right there. This is going to lead down from our smelters, which are going to be smelting our swords, which will allow them to end up inside of here. Now, when we look at this from up above, this right here is all going into our nugget crafter. So is this, which coming up here and over. These 4 right here are going to be the ones that sort out our nuggets. These 4 right here are going to be the ones that sort out our ingots. All of our ingots are going to end up going directly into this auto crafter here, and nuggets going into this one right here. So now it's time to build our 2 item sorters that are going to go on top of these hoppers here. Now, with the storage system we are going to be using, it is going to be a hopper minecart item sorter. It is going to be way faster than any typical item sorter you can get out there for Bedrock Edition. And for farms that produce high yields and drops, would highly recommend this. And I know some of you all are going to add multiple portals to this as well, so I would definitely recommend this as your storage system because it's pretty much the fastest you can get out there for Bedrock Edition. Now, from here, we're going to start in this corner over here, and we're going to place down 3 fences just like so. From there, we're going to go ahead and grab a rail. We're going to put a rail right there, and then we're going to put a hopper minecart on top of that. We're going to go ahead and nudge forward our hopper minecart. We're going to bust out and remove our rail, and then we are going to nudge the hopper minecart into the corner of those 3 fences. From here, we're going to go ahead and place down a piece of glass right there, followed up by 2 more pieces right there. Then we're going to grab a piston, put it right there, power that piston, and push the glass into the hopper minecart. So now this is ready to accept our next part of this storage system. So from here, we're going to go ahead and break those back out and break those back out. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to place down 3 fences just like so. We're going to place down our rail once again. Hopper minecart, we're going to push that thing all the way up to that fence there. Remove our rail, and then we're going to nudge that into the corner. From here, we're going to go ahead and put a piece of glass right there. 2 more pieces of glass or building blocks of your choice. This one right here, though, has to be a piece of glass going into our hopper minecart. From here, piston, power it, glass is now in place. So from here, we can break out both of those, and these 2 are now in place. Additionally, doing this in survival, you're going to need to come down here and check that you now don't have drops inside of each of these. And if you do, you need to remove them because, well, they're not going to craft gold blocks if they got other things in there. So now we're going to begin with the item sorters on top of our collection system. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab 2 activator rails, and we're going to put an activator rail there and there. Once we have those in place, we're going to grab solid blocks. We're going to put a solid block right there and right there. Temporary block, solid, solid. Break and break. From here, we're going to grab a redstone torch. We're going to put a redstone torch there and there. So from here, we're going to put a piece of glass on top of that rail. A piece of glass on top of that rail. We're going to switch back over to our solid blocks. We're going to put a solid block above that redstone torch there, 1 above that one right there, and then we're going to come up 2 additional blocks just like so. Once we get around here to the back side, we're going to put a piece of glass on top of that one and a piece of glass on top of that one. From here, we're going to grab a comparator, and we're going to put a comparator there and a comparator right there. From here, we're going to grab our glass. We're going to put a piece of glass there. 2 more right here, and 2 more right here. We're going to remove that one, and we're going to remove that one. From here, we're going to come over to the other side. 2 pieces of glass there, 2 there, remove that one, and remove that one. Also, that one right there. From here, we're going to grab redstone dust. We're going to take redstone dust coming out of our comparator, down to that block there, and down to that one there. This one here, to that one there, to that one there. At this point, we're going to grab some detector rails. We're going to put a detector rail there, and we're going to put a detector rail there. And now we're going to grab our hopper minecarts. We're going to have a hopper minecart there, 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 and there. If you want to go ahead and make sure that this one here does not move, you can go ahead and place in a couple of blocks just like so. You could potentially do this on the front here of these as well, though moving to the back, a little bit more of an issue in this situation. So if it gets nudged back, you need to nudge it back forward. And then from here, we're going to have blue ice going all the way across the top, just like so, out one past our hopper minecart here. Now at this point, let's go ahead and put our filter items into these two hopper minecarts. So we're going to grab an anvil, use an item of your choice that you want to rename into sorting items. So nothing else that falls in here will stack with these items. Now that we've got our sorting items, we need to go ahead and break these into stacks. And we are going to have 4 separate stacks here of 10, 10, 5, and 3. So you put 10 there, 10 there, 5 there, and then 3 there. And then your item to be sorted, which in this first one here is going to be our gold ingots right in there. As you can see, the items are already being pulled down and into the system, going down, and they should be auto crafting up, as you can see right here. They're being constantly crafted into gold blocks at this moment in time. This one right here is now working. So we need to do the same thing over here on this side, 10, 10, 5, and 3. And now that we have those, 10, 10, 5, 3, and then our golden nuggets. And of course, if we come down here, golden nuggets are now being crafted up, being spit over into this crafter, which is going to make it into gold blocks when it gets full signal, as we talked about earlier. And as you can see, we now have gold blocks in the system already. This one has stopped at 15. This one has stopped at 15. Both of these item filters are now in place. Now that we have our gold crafter in place, now we need to deal with the rotten flesh that comes out of this farm. So what we're going to do is build an auto dropper to deal with the rotten flesh and an item sorter for that. So we're going to start from this hopper here, and we're going to come out 3 blocks just like so. From here, we're going to come out an additional 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to take this back a total of 4 blocks as well. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. These right here, you don't need these in here. We just needed this platform right here. From here, we're going to place down a temporary block here and here. Carry that over just like so. And we're going to grab a dropper, and we're going to put a dropper right there and a dropper right there, both of them facing down, because the rotten flesh we're going to destroy. From here, we're going to go ahead and break those back out, remove those as well, and we're going to go ahead and grab a comparator. We're going to put a comparator here, 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 and here. We're going to go ahead and right-click both of those to put those into subtract mode. We're going to put a repeater here, a repeater here, a repeater there, and a repeater there. From here, we're going to grab a solid block. We're going to put a solid block there and there. We're going to grab redstone dust, and we're going to take redstone dust all the way down to these repeaters just like so. From here, we're going to put a solid block there and a solid block right there. So now, both of these, anytime there is an item placed inside of them, let's just use this as an example, will power out and cause them to be dropped and destroyed later on. So as you can see, both sides are now working. From this point here, we're going to put a hopper going into that one, a hopper going into that one. We're going to put a hopper going in there and a hopper going in there, hopper there, and a hopper there. And then from here, we're going to put 2 hoppers going into that one just like so, and 2 just like so. So now we have the area for our item filters up above this. Now to put in our item filters, we're going to be using the same ones that we used on this over here. And we are going to start in the same corner as well. So fence, fence, fence. We're going to go ahead and place in a rail just like that. Hopper minecart on top of that. Nudge that thing forward. Remove that rail. Push this all the way over to the corner. Grab our glass block. Put 1 there. 1 there. 2 more right here. Piston right there. Pushing this block. Power. Push that into place. Remove, 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 and remove. This one is now in place. Now the same thing one more time. 3 fences just like so. Place our rail down, hopper minecart, nudge that thing forward, remove that rail, push that over into its corner, grab glass block, 2 more, swing around, put our piston, stone block, boom, boom. Knock all those back out, and that part is now in place. From here, we're going to do the same thing we did over here. So first things first is we're going to put down an activator rail there, solid block here, temporary, solid, remove both temporary blocks just like so. Redstone torch there, and a redstone torch there. From here, we're going to put glass there, solid block, going up 2 more on top of each of those. Swing around here to the back side. We're going to go ahead and grab a comparator. We're going to put a comparator there and a comparator there. Grab our glass, come out 1 block, 2 blocks, and 2 blocks. 1, 2, 2. Remove the middle one, remove that one, remove that one, and remove that one. Grab our redstone dust on both of those, down to that block right there. Same on this side right here. From here, we're going to switch back over. We're going to grab our glass. We're going to put a piece of glass here, detector rail. We're going to grab our ice and bring our ice all the way across the top, just like so. From here, we can go ahead and put in our 4 hopper minecarts. 1 there, and there. And you can close this up if you wish. From here, it's time to make our item filters once again. We're going to grab a item of choice, and we're going to rename those sorter items. Once we have those named, we need to go ahead and make our stacks as we did before, which consist of 10, 10, 5, and 3. So on the first one here, we're going to put in a stack of 10, 10, 5, 3, and we're going to put our rotten flesh in. As you can see, rotten flesh goes down and gets quickly dropped out to the bottom. Once again, 10, 10, 5, 3, rotten flesh. And as you can see, this one here gets dropped out to the bottom as well. The way we've done this side is technically only coming into one of the droppers, while this one is going into both. In the past, I've put 1 rotten flesh filter on these, and sometimes just dumb luck, if you want to call it that, they skip. So I would just advise putting 2 on here, especially knowing some of you all are going to try to increase the size of this farm. But with that in place now, we now have our sorting system for our rotten flesh. We have our sorting system for our ingots and nuggets. And now we need to add in our system to deal with the swords. If you're smelting down the swords, you're going to get about 33% of the gold of the rates of this farm. If you don't want to smelt down the swords, don't. You don't have to. But if you're going to build this thing and try to get the maximum amount of gold out of it that you want to get out of it, would highly recommend smelting down the swords. At the end of the day, it's your choice, but this is how you would tie in a system to smelt down the swords into your farm. So from here, from this hopper here, we're going to come up 3 more hoppers. So we got 1, 2, and 3. And then from here, we're going to walk this over 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. From here, we're going to grab some blast furnaces. We're going to put 5 blast furnaces on top of that. From here, we're going to put hoppers going into each of our blast furnaces. And then at the very end here, we're going to have a little bit of a overflow. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a chest. We're going to put a chest right here, hopper going into that, and another hopper on top of that. From here, we're going to go ahead and carry this all the way over to the edge of our ice road. Now, your overflow on this, you can make this as big as possible or as small as possible, or you can take and put them straight into an item burnificator, just like this over here. So at this point, once we have all that in, you would simply just put some more hoppers going into the back there, and then line yourself up chests right here. These chests right here, you're going to fill up with any of your fuel. And in our situation, we're just going to put down chest full of dried kelp blocks. So all of our kelp blocks now end up inside of our blast furnace to smelt down any swords. So by example here, if I were to put down a double chest right here, and I were to fill that up with gold swords, as you can see, our gold swords come down, end up inside of our hoppers, eventually filling up our blast furnaces and getting smelted down into nuggets, as we just seen there. Nuggets end up going over here. When we get 9 of them, they will kick over and become an ingot. When we get 9 ingots, they will kick down and become a gold block. And that is it. That's all you need for smelting down the swords. So we have our gold block after in place here. We have our rotten flesh dispensers right here. And how you deal with this at this point, this is entirely up to you. Typically, I will just close this in just like so. Typically, I'll just grab some lava, put some lava there, and now all of my rotten flesh is going to be dealt with, aka burnificated. So what? Saviors, trade it to clerics, feed it to your dogs, whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and add in our water streams to deliver the items onto each of our collection systems here. So we're gonna grab our blue ice and we're gonna go out 3 more blocks, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to grab some glass and we're going to put glass right there. We're going to carry this all the way down here to the end of our hoppers, just like so. We're going to put a piece there. We're going to put another piece there, remove that, and we're going to carry this down all the way to the end as well. From here, we're going to go ahead and put a piece of glass right there. We're going to grab a dropper and we're going to put it facing down onto the ice just right there. And go ahead and remove that. Go ahead and grab a few more pieces of glass, put glass all the way around just like so. From here, we're going to grab a bucket of water. We're going to put a bucket of water going across just like so. Once we get to the end right here, we're going to put a button right there. We're going to put another bucket of water going just across there, and it is going to go all the way over to our hoppers. From here, we're going to put a hopper going directly into that dropper. We're going to put another hopper going into that hopper, and then underneath of that, we got a hopper going into the dropper. This allows for our drop killing pad, which is going to be right here on this hopper here, to have a double feed out going into this dropper. If there are too many items coming in, it will pull over and down into our dropper that way, and over and down that way as well. Now from here, all we need to do is turn this into a little bit of a smart circuit here. So we're going to put in some blocks just like so. We're going to put a solid block right there. We're going to grab a comparator. We're going to put a comparator there, another one there, and that one into subtract mode. Grab a repeater, put it right there, another repeater going right there, and then we're going to grab redstone dust, and we're going to take that back all the way to here. And now that we have all that in place, anytime we have items making it into the system, say up here, they're going to run through, get auto dropped out, and go down into their appropriate collection system. You can see our gold nuggets are being captured here really fast, being sorted down into the system at insane speeds, and down here crafting up into ingots. And of course our ingots are quickly going into blocks and ending up all down here. So now from here, we just need to connect this up to our gold farm. Now that we have all that, we're going to start from this block right here, which counts as block number 1, and we're going to go up a total of 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And now we're going to bring up these other 3 columns to the exact same height. Now, at this point, we're going to go ahead and take this block out 2 more just like so. So it's a total of 3. Take this out the same length, just like that. Take this up 2, that up 2, that up 2. Carry this wall out and over to there. Coming on the outside of this, we fill in all of this. They get too high as well. This one too high, and then this one 1 high right here. Now coming off of this block right here, we're going to go ahead and go forward, and we're going to place a single button right there. From here, we're going to grab 3 repeaters. So we're going to put a repeater here, here, and here. Grab a bucket of water, and we're going to water along that repeater. Then we're going to go ahead and grab some glass. We're going to put glass here, here, and here. So now we have flowing water heading over here to our trident killer. And of course, we have our fail safe of them dropping to their death in case the trident has fell. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and put in our trident killers. So we're going to place in 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there, and 1 right there of glass. We're going to go ahead and remove both of these, and we're going to put in 2 blocks right there. From here, we're going to grab a piston. We're going to put a piston there and a piston there. At this point, we're going to walk out with solid blocks, 3 blocks this way, 2 blocks that way, 1 that way. From here, we're going to punch back out that block, and we're going to punch back out that block right there. At this point, we're going to grab a redstone repeater. We're going to put a redstone repeater right there. We're going to put redstone dust right there. We're going to come around here to this side right here. We're going to put a piece of glass right there. Redstone dust there, and redstone dust there. We're going to grab a lever, and we're going to put it right there. This will be the on and off for this after we put in our redstone torch right here. So as you can see, both of our pistons are now running, and when we turn it off, they are pulled back. From here, you're going to need 2 tridents with impaling 5. You're going to put 1 right there, and you're going to put 1 right there. And then you have your on and off switch to turn the farm on and off with the trident killer. Now with impaling 5 tridents, the mobs should be a 1-hit kill. And of course, the failsafe is if your tridents have fallen, they will fall to their death regardless by coming through here. So you can go ahead and turn this thing off, and we'll move on to the next part. Now from here, coming from this block out, we're going to go a total of 8 blocks. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to put a slab right there. We're going to put another glass block there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Slab right there. Another glass block. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And another slab right there. From here, we're going to go ahead and grab our glass. We're going to close this all the way back over here to the front here. We're going to go ahead and fill in all of this here. All of this on the side. We're going to go ahead and fill in this side here. And we've got this side. So from here, we're going to come back here. We're going to fill this in all the way back over to the front here where our trident killer is. Come down here a block lower. We're going to fill in this all the way across there. Coming back down here, we're going to fill this in all the way across through there. From here, we're going to grab our water buckets. We're going to waterlog that slab there. Waterlog that slab there, and waterlog that slab there. The reason we are putting slabs in here is babies sometimes spawn in the portal, come down, land in this water source, and takes them a bit of time to get out of there. So with that there, hopefully they will move quick, fast, and in a hurry to the trident killer. At this point, we're going to go ahead and start placing in our portal frame. We're going to come 1 block ahead of that right there and place in our first piece of obsidian, and then we're going to place out 23 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and a 23. From here, we're going to go up 23 as well. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. From here, go ahead and bring that all the way over. Bring this one all the way up until they connect up, just like so. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and grab our glass. We're going to bring the glass up too high, all the way around all of our water sources here, all the way back to the front of our portal. Once we reach the front right here, we're going to go ahead and grab that, pull that all the way across there. But we need to come down here and make sure that we're not blocking that right there. From here, go ahead and pull this all the way across. Block that off and bring that up too high all the way across there. Make sure to go back in here and double check that your zombie pigmen have a way to make it through there, just like so. Now, from the time of recording this video and editing this video, we have discovered a couple of changes that need to be made on this farm to increase its efficiency. So this farm in its current position has 2 trident killers inside of it, which work amazingly well. But if you wanted to increase the number of zombies that are constantly killed and not drop falling down to the bottom, we can make a couple of changes to this farm to increase its rates just a little bit more. What we do is come across here, remove those 2 glass blocks there, those 2 right there, put another piston there, another piston there, Go ahead and grab another impaling trident, throw it right there, and another one and put it right there. From here, grab our redstone dust, bring our redstone dust over, across, all the way across the front here, and across the 2 pistons just like so. From here, we'll put a solid block right there. We'll put a redstone torch up here. This is going to be controlling our portal breaker here in just a moment. Grab a lever, put a lever there, and connect up redstone dust right there. So now, when you have this farm running, you are now running 4 tridents instead of 2. Bare minimum I would recommend with this is 2. And if you can, I would highly suggest you go up to a 4 with this thing. Additionally, these 2 tridents on this side, pretty secure. They're usually not going to go anywhere. But on an occasion, these 2 here will fall. And should they fall, you simply just jump right here to pick them up. Now that we've modified our trident killer here, what we're going to do is go ahead and add in our portal breaker. So we're going to put glass there, 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 and there. We're going to go ahead and remove that. We're going to grab a comparator. We're going to put a comparator right there. Grab some redstone dust, go there, there, and there. Switch that over so that it's feeding back upon itself. Another piece of redstone dust right there. Then we're going to grab a dispenser. We're going to put a dispenser right here with powdered snow in it, just like so. So now, anytime we flip this lever right here to unlock our tridents, we actually activate our portal breaking circuit. So we can turn on our trident killer, just like so. Any piggies that spawn will come down here, get hit from both sides. If they do not get hit, they will drop fall down here to their death. And we have our portal breaker in place. Now at this point, you have typically one of 2 ways where you can light your portals. Either A, you're going to be using flint and steel, or B, you're going to be using lava if you have fire tick on in your world. So in the situation where you don't have fire tick on and you're going to be using a flint and steel, we need to do a minor modification here. We need to go ahead and break out that redstone dust right there. We need to grab ourselves a solid block and put a solid block right there. From here, take that redstone dust up 1 additional block on top of that. From here, we would grab a dispenser. We would put a dispenser right here. We would fill that up with flint and steels. And if you want additional ones, you would simply just run hoppers in the back of that dispenser like so. Place you double chests right up here and load these up with flint and steel. And now that we have our flint and steels in place, as well as our portal breaking circuit, we would come over here and flip that switch right there. This now turns all this on, and as you can see, the portal is now lighting and breaking constantly. I'm going to go ahead and break this piece of redstone dust here, as it's a little bit annoying for me sometimes. And we're going to go ahead and turn on the trident killer. Now, as you can see, pigs make their way over. If they're on this side, they're getting hit by the trident killer. If they're on this side, they're getting hit by the trident killer. And if by some chance the tridents had fell, or the trident killer was not running by just doing something like this, well, these guys are still going to come in here and fall to their death, which now has a nice built-in fail-safe that pretty much every goat farm out there does not have. So whether you want to use it with the tridents to get the extra gold and the experience, or whether you want to let them drop to their death, it is now in place for your flint and steel method. But if you're wanting to do the lava lighting method, let's go ahead and wire that into our system as well. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off. We're going to go ahead and shut that off and just let the rest of these guys drop to their death here. So if you're using the lava method, we're going to come over a total of 13 blocks. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. We're going to go up and we're going to place back 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go ahead and remove these from the bottom and remove these from the bottom as well. From the end over here, we're going to go out, over, bring this all the way around, connect this up to the front. From here, we're going to grab observers. We're going to put a temporary observer there, one there, break that one, face that one back to that one, and then we're going to place in 1, 2, 3 more, just like so. Once we've reached this point, we're going to grab trapdoors. We're going to put a trapdoor there, which will open that way. There, 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 and there. Grab solid blocks, put solid blocks all the way around this, just like that. Grab solid blocks, pull all the way around, just like so here, there, and there. Now, portal lighting on Bedrock Edition has a few quirks to it, and one of them being the direction of which the trapdoors and lava and everything is built with this farm. So in this example here, if I were to grab lava and I were to put a lava source right there, we're getting absolutely no portal lights. That is because in one direction, you have to put blocks above, just like so, to get the portal to ignite. And as you see there, our portal is now lit. So now if we were to turn back on our breaker circuit, our portal is constantly going to light and break with the lava in place there. And of course, now all we have to do is come turn on our trident killer here, and we can collect up all the drops and XP that we want from this farm. And speaking of collecting up all the XP from this farm, if we were to come all the way down here to the bottom and build ourselves a platform out right along in through here, we can go ahead and break out this piece of glass right there, put ourselves a slab right on top of that. Then we can stand right here, collect up all the XP. All the drops are going to get collected up and delivered into storage, and we can just completely profit from this thing. And if we give ourselves a looting sword to hold, we will get the looting bonus from the tridents. And of course, we can just stand here and collect up all of the XP from this farm that we could ever want. I mean, as you've seen there, 23 levels, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that being that, I think that right there covers everything you need to know for this tutorial. You know how to light it with the lava method. You know how to light it with the flint and steel method. You now have a storage system set up to craft up all your gold blocks and smelt down your swords if you wish. Additionally, if you're playing with any packs that are adding any extra loot into the game, like mob heads or something like that, you're going to need a filter to take care of that. But that being that, I think that right there is where we're going to call this one a tutorial. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below. If you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. And on that note, I'll catch all of you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.